Thanks for watching Community Close-Up. We'll leave you at Tuned Up Custom Rods, a Coon Rapids family business that's seen its rods go from a basement shop to fishing shows and magazines in just a few years. I'm Joe Nelson. We'll see you next time.
I fish a lot of tournaments, so I'm fishing almost every weekend on different lakes.
An avid angler, Mitchell DeMorit of St. Francis, knows a good rod and reel from a bad one.
This is the Apex, medium heavy. It's best for when you're fishing heavy cover, you know, thick grass.
The rods he uses aren't made in China or even outside of Anoka County. To reel in a lunker, Mitchell uses tuned up custom rods built on Coon Rapids Boulevard next to Average Joe's Archery. For its CEO, John Burback, it started as a hobby.
Well, about 16 years ago, I started building ice rods for myself, and then I kind of got into building them for buddies, and then pretty soon, a couple of years later, I was building them for customers and kind of building them on my own, and then I built open water rods, put me through college.
Built me one for my birthday, and me being the entrepreneur that I am, I thought, how can we get into this? And I said, John, we can do this. Why don't we give it a try?
John started building more ice rods and selling them at fishing shows and out of his Coon Rapids basement. But that business plan didn't last long.
Basically, it was my wife said, we need to move it out of here because there was customers every night, it was busy. So we moved it to a local shop, and then now we're in our new facility. So it's grown exponentially over the last few years.
Rods are customized by length, color, and handle and cater to the specific fish species and size each angler is looking to hook.
You get a guy who was so, you know, I want to catch a 13-pound walleye, and it's like, yep, here's the rod you're going to use. It'll handle it just fine.
I bought my first ice rod about 4 years ago, and I've been hooked ever since.
We do a lot of trial and error, research and development, which is a good excuse for me to go out and go fishing.
Each rod takes a few days to finish the customization and drying process, but a long line of orders requires fishermen to be more patient.
I don't remember the last time that we were actually caught up, because I don't believe we've ever been caught up. To me, if we've got a backlog, that means we're doing something right.
Word is spreading among anglers, seeing tuned-up rods featured on fishing shows, in magazines, and being used by pros, growing demand.
You sit back and watch on Sunday morning and you go, man, I made that, or hey, there's the logo that we came up with, and it's a very cool feeling to see that.
John and his brother-in-law and business partner Adam Audet found a convenient solution to add staff.
It's a rule of like 5. Once you've been here about 5 times, you end up being an employee after a while, just because you're here so often and you kind of get stuck. It's funny because people will get so busy and they'll be like, oh, what can I help out with? We'll just put them to work, and next night they come in, they're like, well, here's your job. So it works out really well.
Bought a custom rod from them, and just because I wanted to try it. They seem really nice, and then came back for another one, and then haven't left.
I just kept going there and talking to them. And then one day I talked to Adam, and I was, you know, if you need an extra guy, because I knew they're you know, looking for help.
They now see their handiwork sold at much larger stores like Scheels and soon Cabela's.
It's cool to walk through a store and see your product on the shelf.
Adam and John say the rods are made with strong materials and are customized in a way that anglers can better sense where the fish are.
Your return on investment on a $100 rod, $10 a year. A lot of guys will buy a $15 rod every year for 10 years, and you're better off spending the money once.
They can feel the bottom of the lake. They can feel the suction of the mud. They can feel the smallest little fish biting away at their rod. To me, that's awesome. If you want to catch more fish, and I know it sounds crazy, but they will actually catch more fish. A higher end rod is using higher end components, which makes that rod more sensitive. The more fish that you feel, the more fish you're going to catch.
The staff ranges in age from high school students to retirees, and many are family members.
My dad retired a few years ago, and he had helped us out a little bit in the basement and doing some things, and well, as he was still working. And once he retired, my mom said, you guys have got to find him something to do, because he is driving me crazy.
It gave me something to do.
So now Dad comes in, and Dad spends the most time here than anybody.
At the end of the day, business is business, but family is the most important thing.
I just love to see it all come out, you know, see him get popular. I just love it, and it's kind of a family ordeal.
He's very picky, detail-oriented, and he's kind of the jack of all trades here.
A friend of mine will order a rod from me, goes, I want you to make it, I want you to wrap it. Well then, when I give it to him, here you go, that's a good feeling. And then when I hear him say, yeah, you know, I caught all this fish and had a blast with it, you know, it's just a good feeling.
My favorite thing to do is fish, so why not go build fishing rods and then be able to use my own thing I've built, you know?
It's just that last cast, you never know. It could be the one that you've been waiting for all your life.